What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome back to another episode here on the KrustyKraft server. Today is episode 32. Yes, it is. And today we're starting things out in my base because a couple episodes ago, we actually got all these shulker boxes that I'm standing on all prepared for a project that we're going to do today. We have all of the materials. Actually, that one's empty, but we do have a bunch of materials in here, and this is going to be for the Superior Moss Farm. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take these materials and get ready to build this in the end. Take a look at this. I came out of my base to find out all these trees are here, and I believe Nathan planted these because he was getting some rooted dirt. I know azalea trees get rooted dirt when you plant them, but also look at this. I've got some sniffers on my base. This is kind of trippy, and I believe this might have been the doing of Slater. Is there another sniffer on here? I saw there's another one right up there. You can kind of see him right there. That's kind of funny. I believe Slater went down around the server. Oh, there's another one on top. Here's a sign. Let's see what it says here. You have been egged ×3. Well, that's cool. We'll have to do something fun with those sniffers. I know that you can make like a sniffer farm or something like that. I'm not too sure about those, but as you can see here right in front of me, the spawn area is looking good, and it looks like Subsonics has gotten a good start on laying out the entire spawn project. And this is going to be a huge build when he gets done with it. But that's not what we're going to be working on in today's episode. No, we're not. We're actually going to go to the end, and as you can see here, we have to go through the Nether to get to the end. And look at the progress on the Nether Hub. This place is looking so fantastic. I want to give a big shout out to FNG Rob. He's been doing such a good job. Look at this. This is one of the most epic Nether hubs I think we've ever had. But nonetheless, we are now in the end at my new space station, and we're going to get ready to go ahead and build this moss farm out here somewhere. But in order to build anywhere in the void, you need to have blocks that get to it, and so I've been using this bridge, which I left all my materials here at my new shulker farm that I built a few episodes ago. However, none of my materials are here, so it looks like I'm gonna have to go right back home to grab all these materials. There's nothing quite like flying right back where you just came from to grab everything that you just forgot. So nonetheless, we've got everything that we need now. We've got a bunch of bone blocks so we can dye our glass white. So we've got a couple shulker boxes of glass and shulker box of bone blocks. We have our sea lanterns for all of our light sources. We have some iron blocks. Then we also have some stones to lay out our new loaded chunk radius for our new farm. And then we also have some coal blocks and some wood so we can make plenty of torches. But either way, here we are back at the end where today's project is going to be. However, we don't have anything laid out for today's project, so that's something that we're going to have to do. And as you can see here, we have this radius here that we do around all of our districts here. This is our mob district, which is why this is a shulker farm that's part of the mobs. And so we're going to do a mob district right here. And then over here is going to be our storage system. This is going to have all the different blocks in the game, and then over here I think is going to be where our new farm is going to be, and I'm not decided yet. I don't know if I want it over here or over here. That's something that I need to figure out. And you know what, I think I just figured out my decision. Because we have a shulker farm over here and this is going to be our mob district, I don't want to put an iron farm or any villagers over here. However, I do want one out here so we can have a villager trader. I think I'm going to want it on the opposite side of our storage area, so I want to put that over there, and that's going to make it to where we now have to put our moss farm over there. So now I'm on this side of our loaded chunk radius, and as you can see, our shulker farm is over there, and then these two blocks right here, this one and that one, represent the middle of this side. So that's going to be where our two sea lanterns go. We're also going to put two sea lanterns on this side to represent that that's the center of that chunk. Now we need to go ahead and break this block out and then surround this with iron blocks, and that's going to be the beginning of our new path to our new district. I just pulled out the chunk mod to make sure that I was on point, and I wasn't. I actually forgot that this line right here represents the outside of our loaded chunk radius. In here is actually our loaded chunk radius, just like this, the stones on the outside. So these sea lanterns are one block off. Everything needs to move at one block this way, which really kind of sucks because every once in a while you drop some items down here in the void and you can't get them back, and once they're gone, they're gone. Let's see how we do picking up these. Let's see, there goes an iron block. How expensive is that just to fall down in the void? Oh, I got that one. And there goes another. But regardless of that, I've put the chunk mod back on, and now you can see that our platform is now starting off in the correct area. So we have this chunk border right here going right through the center of this area. So that's right where we want to start. Now we need to go ahead and make a pathway that's 4 chunks long in that direction. So let's go ahead and craft up some glass. We're going to need a ton of white glass to do this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come right off our new platform that we just made here, and we're going to go out 12 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, just like that. And that should leave us 2 more blocks till we hit our chunk border, just like that. Perfect. All right, so we're going to go 2 blocks on this side of the chunk border. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves a 4x4 square here and then fill the middle of it up with sea lanterns. So as soon as we're done with that there, just like so, we'll take our sea lanterns, go ahead and put those in there so we have plenty of lighting, and now we need to fill in the floor with glass in between here, which has now been completed, so we now have a nice place to walk on. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and extend this out to our new chunk loaded radius, which is going to look a lot like this, a stone border just like this with all of the chunks inside that are loaded if you stand right in the center. And then right in the center is going to be where our moss farm is, except over in that direction. So instead of making you guys watch me build this over and over again in progress updates, I'm going to bring my second account over here and film this in a third-person time lapse. That all went well. Look at this. Now we got ourselves a little laid out area for our new moss farm. So what we need to do now is we need to actually get this area prepped up because we are going to be building this a little bit differently than the tutorial. One of the first things that we need to do is we actually need to get down below our little area right here, and that's because we got some dangly bits that are going to be hanging out down below. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and come up here just like this. We need to come up one more block. We're going to place in a piston facing down just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take, let's see here, we're going to want, I think glass should go in the bottom there just like that, and that way we know that's going to be the bottom. And now we need ourselves a button. Let's go ahead and throw on our button. Now if we press that down, it's going to give us a pillar that we can go down on. So that's going to be, let's see, we're going to need to go 7 blocks below. All right, and there's a block number 7 going down just like that. Now we have a glass block that's 7 blocks below, which is where our floor needs to be for our under area. This is going to be kind of like a redstone area. And so what this is going to allow us to do is instead of like going down any other type of way, you can just stand right here. And as you can see, we got a pillar. So we're just going to mine ourselves down to our glass block. And that's nice and safe. All right, and now we got ourselves a little bit of a floor going in so we have some area to work with. And now what we need to do is we need to construct some of the redstone that's going to go down here. And basically what we're going to have is we're going to have a dropper facing down. This is going to send down all of our shulker boxes of bone meal, and it's going to send it into a water stream where we can send it to our other farm. So this is basically the starting point of our farm. So I was just getting started on pulling out some of my redstone stuff here. However, I'm going to need some blocks to do this with, and I want to use copper, but in my materials list I never gathered any copper because it's not in the material list. And see over here, like at the shulker farm, I wanted to use copper for all of my electrical circuits, and I want to do the same thing throughout this entire district. So we're gonna go grab some copper. Oh my goodness, I just came back to the base and I just realized that I'm gonna need quartz blocks too, so that's kind of good that I found this. So we're gonna take this as well, and then we also are gonna need some copper, which should be in the ores. And it looks like, is that all the copper that I've got smelted up? I don't think I have any copper smelted up. Nope. No copper smelted up at all. So we've brought all that copper over here to our super smelter. All we need to do now is place in a shulker box here so we can collect it all. Let's go ahead and go upstairs and put it into the system. Let's come on up here, and we're gonna go ahead and grab our chest here and go ahead and start throwing in all this copper, and it's gonna start smelting up. Looks like everything's working the way it should be. So while we're waiting for all those to smelt up, we'll go ahead and trade with these guys to get some emeralds. Well, that was quite productive. We got ourselves a full shulker box of copper ingots now, and we also were able to mend up both of our broken elytras. Not to mention that we got 58 emerald blocks plus 6 emeralds. And now we're back in the end. And as you can see, we're pulling up to our new location here where we're going to be building, and it's looking pretty good at this point in time. Now we need to go ahead and get our redstone going and installed. So now that we're down here, let's go ahead and get ourselves situated. So we've got our dropper here. We need to go ahead and create some copper blocks, which, oh no. You need wax on these to keep them like copper, otherwise they oxidize, and all my wax is back at the base. And so again, here we are back at the base where we can go ahead and grab ourselves some honey. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a bunch of this. Honeycomb actually is what we're going to need. So now we can finally get started placing in our first blocks, which is going to be our dropper right here. And as I said earlier, this is going to go right into a water stream. So this is kind of cool because we're going to be placing some of our copper blocks around here to power it. So let's go ahead and put those in, and we'll go ahead and wax these so that way they don't become deteriorated or whatever you call that, weathered. And now that we have that in, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take some stone. We need to grab some stone. We need to go ahead and bring that down to here. There we go. Let's grab our pick here. We're going to go ahead and break out the excess stone that we don't need here, just like that. There we are. Okay, now once we're on top of here, we can go and place in our sticky piston just like that. There we are. Okay, so now that actually needs to go right there, and then this one is going to go right here. This actually has a stone block right here, and that has a another sticky piston right there. So what we do now is we put one observer this way, so the red dot is actually facing towards that piston, and then we take another observer. Let's go ahead and hop up here, just like this, and we're going to take another observer and face it this way. So basically what happens now is down here, we're going to take another copper block just like this. Let's wax that one. Let's get rid of our temporary block down here, and we're going to put a redstone torch down there. Now that's our input, and so now anytime that a farm is going to call for bone meal, it's going to go ahead and trigger this input, which is going to release this sticky piston. It's going to come down. That observer is going to power that sticky piston, which that observer is going to go up, power that block, which is going to power our dropper. And since this block will be down, the dropper will have water right here. This block will go down, so the water is going to flow in that direction. All right, and now we have the final one going in. Let's go ahead and place the observer for this one, and then we'll be done. So let's go ahead and come right over here, take this observer, place it in there just like that. There we are. Okay, now we need to come down here. Let's break this one out, break that one out, and break this one out. And then we need to go ahead and place ourselves with a copper block right there. Let's wax that one, break this block out, then place ourselves a redstone torch in there. So now we've got a four-sided intersection for waterway. So anytime one of these goes down like this, it's going to go ahead and release the block, so the waterway is now clear. And as you can see there, just like that, the dropper has access to this side. All we need to do now is get some water up in there, which is going to be kind of hard to do. And I think the best way to do that is going to be with ice. So we're going to place an ice block up in there. Can I do that? Can I place ice up in there? I can't seem to do it through there. Let's see if we can do it through maybe here or something like that. Let's break this one out just like so. Let's hop up here. There we go. We should be able to place that in there just like that. There we are. Then we need some glass. We're going to need to place some glass down on there, which, again, I don't think I can do that. Wow, this actually just taught me something just now. You can't look through this part of a piston. As you can see, if I look through there, you can see the bounding box of the piston right there. But as soon as you get above the block, like this, unless you're looking at the piston arm, it's not going to do it. So if we go like this, you can look through here, this section, but you can't look through there. Isn't that weird? That's kind of strange, isn't it? Because I believe we can place our glass in there like that. Yeah, so there we go with that. So now that we have that in place, let's go ahead and come up here. We should be able to break this and have some water come in. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves over here just a little bit like this, so that way we can get out of the way and place a block in there without having water go everywhere. So we're going to go just like this. There we go, and then place a block in there so that way we don't have any water. And now all we need to do is we got to put our redstone torch back, and the water should be closed up there. So let's go ahead and get rid of these guys, and now we have a water source up in there that's going to be flowing our items around, but it's only going to flow when these come down. That even looks like a cool little spaceship from over here, but now that we have that in place, now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and break this up here. We need to get rid of all of this. There we go. All right, then we need to get to the top of our dropper, which should be right there. There it is. Then we need to go ahead and place ourselves a hopper just like this, and we should probably break out this stone because we're going to be having a bunch of hoppers going into the side of this hopper here, just like this. Let's go ahead and place these in, and we're going to have a total of 15 of these hoppers, 7 on that side and 7 on that side. So here go in the final few hoppers just like that. There we go. We're going to go ahead and place in a floor here with quartz. And now we've got this all started, good enough to go ahead and place in some barrels here. We're going to place in 2 barrels just up like this. So we're going to do that all the way across all of these hoppers. And now that we have all of our barrels in, we're going to go ahead and take some hoppers. We're going to place them right into the back of them just like this. And then we're going to go ahead and place another one into the back of this one just like that. And just do that all the way across all of these. And now the final few bit of these hoppers are now being placed, and now we need to go ahead and place one like this and bring this all the way back to the center just like this. We need to do that on both sides. So now that we got these in on both sides, we're going to go ahead and take a hopper and place it into here one way just like this, and then the other one we're going to go ahead and place on top of here and go the opposite way just like this. And I think we can go ahead and go just like that as well. And I think what we need to do here is we actually need to break this one and have it go back into that one just like this. And that hopper we broke should be right here inside this dropper. There it is. And now we're covering all of our hoppers with blocks so nothing goes in. Then these 3 are going to stay open because this is the catch basin for our shulker box full of bone meal. And now that I'm up here, I'm looking down and I'm thinking we should probably increase the size of our floor just for safety's sake. I mean, who really wants to fall in the void and lose everything? I heard Nathanator's pretty good at that. He's pretty good at losing everything. He was literally just telling me today how good he was at it. But now with our floor extended, I don't think anyone's going to be losing their stuff. Oh my god, you can craft waxed copper? I thought you had to do that manually. That's awesome. But either way, we've now encased our shulker box loading area, and now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and place ourselves in a piston right here, and then we're going to grab ourselves a dispenser, and we're going to place it in right here just like that. That's going to dispense our shulker box. And now what we need to do is we need to actually go ahead and place in an observer there. We're going to place another one there. We're going to come right around here just like this, and we need to place one more in there like so. Come up on top of here, come over onto this side, and place one more just like that. Anytime that piston fires, it's going to go ahead and wrap all the way around and power this. That way the shulker box will break, and then it'll dispense a new one. Next, we're going to need a block right there, and then we're also going to need a comparator out here going out just like this. Then we're going to need another block on the front of that comparator just like so. We need to come onto this side, placing ourselves a sticky piston. We need that facing sideways. And that's how we want to place it in there, sideways just like this. Then we want to grab ourselves a observer just like this and place that in there sideways. That way anytime a shulker box comes into there, that's going to extend and then power it and it'll dispense the shulker box. And now out the back, we need to go ahead and come right here just like this. We're going to take a comparator output just like so. We're going to do the same thing out here. We're going to take ourselves a temporary block here, come out the front with some copper right in front of that comparator just like this right there. There we go. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a piston just like that, a sticky piston, and we want to place in a bit of this observer, but we want that observer to face down just like this. And now anytime we have a shulker box here that becomes full, it's going to go ahead and power this sticky piston, which will move this observer, which will power that piston and break the shulker box. But first, we need to go ahead and place in a block right there. We need to place in ourselves a comparator there, because we only want to break the shulker box when it's completely full. So we're going to place a block back here with a lever on top just like this, and we'll flick it in the on position. That's going to subtract 15 signal strength from it, and it's actually going to compare 15 signal strength because this is not on subtract mode like this. We're going to leave it off like that, so anytime that becomes full, it'll equal the same, and it'll go ahead and put a power output to the piston. So now that we have some of the redstone in place, let's go ahead and test out our system. If we go ahead and put our shulker box in here, it should just get dispensed just like that. Nice. So now what we need to do is we need to take ourselves a hopper, lead it right into there, so that way all the bone meal can go into it, and then we're going to take hoppers from this side and hoppers from that side, and now we should be able to go ahead and get all the bone meal from this side and that side in it. And all of this bone meal is going to come from these composters, and then right here in the middle, right where the shulker box is, we're going to put a piece of, actually we're going to take an iron block. Let's grab ourselves an iron block. All right, there we go. We're going to put an iron block there, and then we're going to continue with more composters on this side. And now on top of the composters, we're placing in all of these hoppers just like this. Then right here in the middle, we're going to take some packed ice just like that so the items can flow across, and we're going to go ahead and go with more hoppers again. Uh-oh, it looks like I've waited a little too long to light things up. Let's go ahead and take some sea lanterns and put them across all of these. I think that'll look nice in the end. And now here at the end of our hopper line, we're going to place some sand and cactus so all of our items get destroyed that don't go in the hoppers. And now we're finishing up the glass walls that are going to be going in here just like this. Let's go ahead and finish this up here on the edge just like so. There we are. Now we can go ahead and break this one out just like that. There we go. That's going to fall. And now we need ourselves a piece of packed ice here because items are going to be coming in from this direction. We need to place ourselves in a button there so we can place in some water in right here. Let's go ahead and break that ice. That should flow down to here. Let's go ahead and put ourselves in a button right there on top of that ice, and we'll place in another piece of water right there, and that should flow the rest of the direction. And I don't want to ruin my redstone there. I hope that didn't do anything. I think that actually went right into the void. And now this portion of the water stream is all complete. And now it's time to go ahead and remove all of our temporary blocks. Next, we need to take a hopper and put it right into the back of that dispenser right there for all of our shulker boxes. And then we're going to go ahead and take in output from this side and an output from this side. And we're going to drag this all the way down the length of this bone mealing system. And now all of the empty shulker box storage is going in. That's going to be all of these double chests here. And now we need to add hoppers going into the backs of all of these. And a hopper line going right across the top of those. And now the bone meal shulker box loading station is fully complete. Next, we need to go ahead and get some one-wide tileable shulker box loaders over here for all of the other items. But to make sure that we're doing this safely, I'm going to go ahead and extend the floor all the way out to here. I think I'm going to turn this area into like a little redstone laboratory for the bottom of this place because it kind of needs it. So now that the redstone maintenance floor is all done and dusted, now we're working on the actual storage room floor. So now our storage room floor is all done and dusted, but I can tell we're going to need some lighting in here. And there we go, that's a lot better. And now I've gone ahead and laid out where all shulker box loaders are going to go. Now all the barrels are in place, just like that. There we are. Now we need to grab some hoppers, and we're going to come right back here, place a hopper into that one and into this one, and we're going to do this all the way across. And now it's time to add glass in the front for the viewing area, and I thought it might be kind of cool to extend the floor over this way and put some glass on this side too for a viewing area. So now we have the shulker box collection area right here, and now we need to go ahead and put in some of these blocks here for some of our redstone. We're going to be placing comparators on top of all of these. And now in front of our comparators, we're going to have some blocks like this, and then on top of them, we're going to have some more blocks just like that. Then we need to take some redstone dust, drag it all the way across all of these, and then come on top of here, put some more redstone dust on top of here. Then we need to come down onto here, grab our sticky pistons, and we're going to go ahead and put those on the front right here just like this, bring those all the way across just like so. Then we need to come up here, place one up there, and go ahead and bring these all the way across as well. On the bottom row of pistons, we're going to get a bunch of redstone blocks just like this, and then on the top row, we're going to get in a bunch of observers just like that. Next, we're going to go ahead and place in some dispensers in here just like that. Then we need to place in temporary blocks in here just like so. Then place in hoppers on the backs of those temporary blocks just like this. Then hoppers leading into these hoppers just like so, and then some barrels just like this on top of these hoppers. And now we need some sticky pistons facing down off those barrels, and an observer on the bottom of those sticky pistons just like this. And now for some blocks on top of those, and then some repeaters going into these. We also can't forget the blocks that go in right here, and then also we're going to finish this up with some glass, and then we need to go ahead and do the facade as well. And there we go, that's looking pretty nice now. All we need to do now is add some hoppers in here just like so. Then we need to add some barrels in here just like this to go ahead and add some shulker boxes in them. And of course we're going to go ahead and place in some buttons up here. I've ran out of quartz, and now I've had to resort to fortuning more quartz. So now all I want to do is fill in this floor here with quartz just like this, and I want to fill in this area up here just like that. Come all the way down to here just like so. Then we're going to fill in these bottom blocks here just like that. And then we want to do two up here just like this, if I can get that little sliver. Let's see here, it's right there, this block right there. There we are. Okay, now we have like this little window right here. We're going to box it in, but we're not going to come all the way down until we come right over here. Let's come all the way down back here just like that. There we are. And actually, should we keep that glass so we can see out of it? Alright, I've installed some glass. Let's take a look. I think that's going to look a lot better like that. That way we can actually see the redstone in the back. And once again, I need to fortune more quartz. And now we have the other side done as well. I'm going to wait to decorate the rest of it because we're going to have more redstone stuff coming in here, and I want to make sure it all fits around it. Next, we need to make some item sorters for our shulker box loaders to go in the tops of all these. So we're going to go ahead and take a block. We're going to place it on top of this redstone here and on top of this observer just like that. And we're going to place the new item sorter right there, right on top of it. We're going to go ahead and place a redstone torch just like this. We're going to come up here just like so, come across here just like that, right there, and then place one block over here just like this. Take a comparator just like so, put 3 redstone dust right there, and there's our item sorter just like this. Now we need to go ahead and place in a hopper just like this, a hopper just like that, and then another hopper looking into that comparator just like this. And now the rest of the hoppers are all going in, and then we also need to put these hoppers in, going in just like that. There we go. And now we've added all of our filter items just like that. Now we need the actual items that go in there for the filter. And all that's been fully completed. Next, we need to go ahead and take this water stream. We need to take this packed ice, bring it all the way out and around over on top of those hoppers so this water stream can go over them too. Then whatever's left over needs to come back around, wrap around into this side, and then come back into this water stream. So that way anything left over can get turned into bone meal. So now for that water stream, we're adding the last bit of glass just like that. Then we're going to cap it off right there. We're going to come back to that and continue on from it. But now we need to go ahead and take some ice and go ahead and break right here so we have some water flowing in this direction. However, I don't think that's going to make it all the way across the hoppers, so we're going to take ourselves a button. We're going to place it right there. We're going to put another piece of ice. We're going to break that, and that will make it across the hoppers. So now we're installing the directional water stream. You can toggle these 2 dispensers right here, and the water will flow in that direction or in that direction, and it'll make the items go in different directions. But basically what that's going to do is it's going to make it go into this trapdoor here. This trapdoor is actually something new that I'm trying. This is from my buddy Neebs. She's actually gotten me to try this, and what it is it's an entity collection colliding station. So basically all the items that come in from my farm are going to get pushed into this corner, and since in Bedrock edition like items will collide and become one entity, so even though there's like 1,000 items here, they can all become one entity. So this is what that's going to do. It's going to make them all collide, and that's going to reduce the amount of lag. And then when the farm ticks, it's going to go ahead and pulse this. The trapdoor is going to open, the items are going to flow through, and and then they're going to flow through as one entity. So that's actually pretty cool. What it also allows is it allows hoppers to collect all the items all at once, because since there's a bunch of items in one entity, hoppers have a 4-tick cooldown after they collect items. And so if an entity with all those items comes in, then it only has to collect it once, and then there's no need for a 4-tick cooldown because our hopper's already full. I've been learning a lot of cool new stuff with my buddy Neebs. He's actually taught me quite a few things about lag and efficiency and things like that, so I'm having a lot of fun, and thanks, Neebs. And if you haven't heard of my buddy Neebs, he's a pretty good redstoner, and I really trust the guy. He's actually pretty good at it. And so I'll leave a link to his channel down in my description, because he's got a lot of good videos that have taught me a thing or two. And now our new moss farm storage system is fully completed. We have all the items being stored over there, and then we have all the bone meal being made over here. So unfortunately, guys, I've run out of time for today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This has been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed customizing my own storage system for this thing. So next episode, we're going to go ahead and get started on actually building the top portion of this farm, which is actually the farm that produces all the items. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and if you guys did, be sure to smack the like button for me and subscribe if you guys are new. I'm Broken Bones, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, everybody.